Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for us to develop our spiritual foundation, and at the same time, how we can use this knowledge and the wisdom to develop our conventional life. So as ordinary people, always we need to remember, without understanding what is this life, what is conventional life, without accepting it as it is, there is no way we can gain a spiritual development. So then today we are going to open very important side of this conventional life, and through that we can see how we can gain our spiritual success and how this conventional life can become a bridge or become a ladder to reach to the higher level of our spiritual path. So when it comes to this conventional life, this all based with the desire. That is the very common thing in this conventional world. And that desire, not only for the human beings, all the living beings in a certain way have some kind of desire. And especially in the animal world, they always go with it, and it has kind of like a current. So we also the same. So this human desire, we can categorize to different levels. So one is greed. When you have the greed towards something, that also another version of desire. So that greed is not just to eat something or drink something, because most of time people think this greediness related to only the food. No, that with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, in this every way, we are keep eating this world. So you can be greedy with your eye, you can be greedy with your ear, nose, tongue, you can be greedy with your body, you can be greedy with your mind. So it is another version of the desire, the same thing. Another one is the very famous word we always hear, the motivation. So the desire can become another version to you, and it can appear as a kind of like a motivation. So this motivation word, and if your intention based with some kind of profitable way, then it's nothing wrong with that. So, but if it is based with the self-centered mind, kind of like with the idea of hunter-gatherer mindset, go and get a mindset, so then that motivation also become kind of like a part of the desire. And when the motivation is there in that way, what happened? There is another part come like a fantasy. So the fantasy also another part of the desire. And another thing is the satisfaction. Look for satisfaction. All living beings, the all human beings have a kind of like a very common thing, look for happiness and satisfaction. But here that desire can become kind of like it can come as a version of a satisfaction, the very human needs, based with the kind of like a wanting, like food, water, sleep, rest, reproduction, and the kind of like feel too good. You want kind of like the human needs. So that also part of the desire. Another one is the cravingness. This cravingness always leads to clinging, grasping, holding. So that also part of the desire. So one is the satisfaction become a part of the desire, the human needs. And another version, the desire, this unsatisfactory nature also part of the desire. See that how it twisting and getting tangled. Another way, the desire can arise as a satisfaction for human needs. And the desire can come another version, unsatisfaction. So that's why this existence, the very root level, most of time it hold by the desire. So then desire can come in many different ways, and basically there are three desires. One is sensual pleasures with the self-centered mind, for your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, looking for satisfaction. It's called kama tanha. And the next one, bhavatanha, is there is another desire we have, desire for rebirth. And another desire can arise in us, not to be born, not to born again. So three desires. One is sense pleasures, this to gain, look for satisfaction. Desire to do rebirth somewhere, another life, looking for another place. Not the third one, not to be born. So these all three strengthen the idea of I am, me. So that's why these all three things not help us to find the real happiness. So the very important thing then, most of time people think this desire is bad. We have to get out of the desire. We have to resist the desire. We should not allow desire to be with us. So like that, we have a kind of like a very, we think it's kind of like an enemy. Just imagine, when you take anything as an enemy, what happened inside you? See this. This is the reason that you became as who you are, this desire. It's already in you. This is your true nature. So now you think it as an enemy. You don't like it. You hate it. You take it as a kind of like a bad. So then what will happen? What kind of biological, chemical reaction start inside you? Just imagine. When you next to an enemy, when you next to somebody that you don't like, something you don't like, itself, it's become a part of suffering. So then, don't take it as bad. So you have to recognize it as the part of the nature. So once you recognize it as a part of the nature, you can use that the same thing, what you have already, to gain the liberation or the wisdom or the Nibbana. How you can do that? So learn to see it. Learn to see it. When the desire arises, don't categorize it as a bad. When the greed arises, cravingness arises, when you are caught up in the fantasies, when the motivation arises to go towards something, just recognize it. Don't try to push it away, throw it away. Just recognize it. There are many methods, but today we are talking one method, how you can use this. Once you recognize that, you know it is there, and then the same river, rather than stopping the current or the water or the river, you divert it. Because the desire, the greed, motivation, fantasy, satisfaction, unsatisfaction, cravingness, this all you divert towards something. In the conventional level, you are still not kind of like a liberated level. In the conventional level, as an ordinary person, very simple, basic background, just we moved from the animal behavior to this human world. Just imagine, very brand new human. So what you can do, the very first level, if the desire based with the greed, hatred, and the delusion and start to use this all the desires to make something profitable, rather than use it for unprofitable action and start to use it to make it profitable. That is the very first step you can take. Because if you start to stop it right away, then you can't, because that current is already there. That's what brought you as who you are. It is your nature. It is so higher than you, your awareness, your consciousness from the beginning. So then you have to be more smart to play with it. You have to be more aware, not to resist, not to take it as bad, not to hold it so hard, because then it becomes more stronger. So that's why you allow it to happen, but you change the very core center of it. What is that? Make it profitable. How you can make it profitable? Change the intention, not change the desire, not change the current of the greed. So the same greed that you can use for unprofitable actions and for profitable action. Motivation. You can motivate someone to do something good, and you can motivate somebody to do something bad. See, the same human being, and maybe more in the morning, you can motivate that person to do something unprofitable, and evening, the same person you can motivate to do something profitable. So same thing, same behavior, but you start to divert it. You don't change that behavior. You don't change the current. And the fantasy, it's kind of like, just imagine, if you don't know about meditation, you don't know about the Nibbana, you don't know about, you never experience enlightenment. It's kind of like, when you first hear that, it's kind of like a fantasy. And at the same time, you can caught up in the fantasy related to the greed, hatred, and the delusion. But now you slowly divert the same thing to something good. And satisfaction. And so you can satisfy sleeping many hours, because it's a very human need. Look at the world, it's very important. All sleeps 8 hours every day. You have to sleep, you have to eat 3 meals per day. It's you look for satisfaction. Comfort and health is very important. And you have to do this morning to night, you keep running, doing things. And how about you look for the satisfaction, you sit, you have a very unmovable posture, 30 minutes. You sit morning, first in the morning, 30 minutes, unmovable posture. You look, you develop the satisfaction through that. Tranquility meditation, loving kindness meditation. You end the day with the loving kindness meditation. So you gain the satisfaction through that. So like that, you develop it. And the unsatisfaction. Oh, we have more. So the same nature. You can develop for unsatisfaction. So 30 minutes, you sit for meditation. Unsatisfaction to sit more and more and more. unsatisfaction to do good more and more and more. Going to deeper. When you recognize the sensation, you are not settled down there. You are not satisfied with it. You have deeper intention. The unsatisfaction go deeper into the bottom of the very, to see the very nature of inhalation, exhalation. King Satya Gavesi, King Kusalaga. What is the real truth? You go and cut it to pieces, pieces, pieces. Whatever you find, you are not satisfied with it. Your unsatisfaction drive to go deeper. Profitable skills. What is profitable? Whatever the good things you do, you are not satisfied. Oh, I'm done it. That is enough for you. Enough for me. You are not satisfied about it. You use the same current, same wind, same flow, but now the intention you shift, the change, shift. So in that way, you develop some kind of strength, confident, and that also belongs to the self. Remember that from the beginning, we mentioned that this all strengthen in profitable way, it strengthens the I. So this way also from the beginning in this conventional level, even if you develop it to profitable method, it also strengthens the method, but that is very needed. That is where you gain the self-satisfaction, self-confidence, self-abilities, self-responsibilities. So that very needed to go this journey just by yourself. See, the same thing, same sources. But how about if you had the idea, oh, desire is very bad. Oh, desire should not happen. In that very level, your mind become kind of like a war zone. And you are the one who fighting to you. You will never win that battle. Because the nature behind you, that is what it brought you. And it has a long history. You can't fight just having favor to have a not desire. You can't fight like that. And then, so now you shift a little bit. Now you have the more strong, confident about you. So then you develop it to next level. This is very important. This is where the meditation will help for you to use the same thing. So when the desire arises, you see it. When the motivation arises, you see it. When the fantasy arises, you see it. When the satisfaction arises, you see it. Unsatisfaction arises, you see it. Cravingness arises, you see it. So your consciousness need object to see. So now this all part of desire become the object. So then you see it. And that is where it becomes a ladder to climb the liberation. Because when the consciousness can see, not resisting, not judging, not doing something to it, when the consciousness has ability to see, when the desire arises in different verses, that ability of seeing itself is the the method to strengthen your awareness. Then you need it. It's same like the lotus itself need the mud to grow. So then the desire, lust, satisfaction, unsatisfaction, cravingness. So use it in change your point of view. Try to change the definition of this, and start to recognize and look it from a different angle. And then it is there, and you are not struggling with it. Now it itself become a help for you to go forward. And once you see it in the beginning, because now you have the self-confident abilities, self-responsibilities. So now you are strong to see. And once you see what happens, you can recognize this, all the desires arise. This is a very beautiful nature that inside you. When you start to see, even though it is desire, even though it is greed, even though it is lust, even though it is unsatisfaction, even though it looks for satisfaction for our human needs, in that very moment it arises, it disappears. It arises, it disappears, and it doesn't have any race. It doesn't fight with anything. It doesn't try to beat another desire or another greed or another lust. It doesn't have a kind of like a competition inside within each and every thought. It's like this. When the trees grow, there is no any tree has a competition with another tree to grow. I want to grow bigger than you. Not like that. When the flowers bloom, no any flower has any competition to another flower. Oh, before that flower, I want to bloom. There's not such a thing like that. When the cloud arises, there is no any desire within each and every cloud to compare to each other. Oh, I want to be better than this cloud, that cloud. Not like that. When the waves arise in the ocean, there is no any desire in that waves to beat another wave, even though that everything move. It doesn't have, oh, let me overtake other wave, whatever in front of me. It's not like that. It arises, it moves, it will go. So now you start to see this within yourself, within your own desire, within your own greed, within your own lust, within your own fantasies, within your own satisfaction that go through these human needs, within that all the satisfaction, unsatisfaction, within that all the lust, within that all the cravingness, whatever arise, you can recognize, even though it is a greed, even though it is a lust, it doesn't have any competition inside. This is a very beautiful recognition that if you can achieve and see it within yourself. But the thing is, when you right away, when you have any kind of like a mental image, it's bad. What happened? You don't know what it is. You never saw it. You didn't see the beauty of that or ugliness of it. You just say it is bad. Why? Because somebody told you. The desire, oh, desire not good. You have no idea what it is. Oh, greed. You have no idea what it is. Lust, because you are the lust. Day by day, morning, night, during the day, what is that push you forward? The very essence of these all movements, lust. It can come from different way, method, versions. That is the desire. So then, how you can think it is bad? Who is thinking it is bad? To what you think it is? Because if you think it is bad, there is something should be good. So what is that? So that it also you. So you are the bad, you are the good. Just thinking something bad, you can't get out of it. You have to understand that. So, but the thing is here, what is the method that giving? Just see it. You don't need to think it is bad. Just see when it arises. In that way, you will see little by little. So whatever arises, this is the thing. It doesn't matter how strong the desire, how strong the greed, how strong the motivation, how strong the fantasy, how strong the satisfaction, how strong the cravingness, how strong the unsatisfaction, how strong the grip, how strong you clinging mentally. It all change itself. You can see it when you watch yourself. So that recognition itself take you to understand impermanence. That is the very detachment happen from everything. Once you recognize it is impermanence, anymore it is not a problem for you. Once you know whatever rise in you, in that very moment, if you know it is impermanent, it's not going to be there forever, your reaction going to be changed. Your reaction going to be changed. You're not going to go behind it. Even you go behind it, you have the ability to withdraw from it because you know it is impermanent. That is the power of consciousness. Just imagine there is a beautiful flower, I can show it to you, and it look like 100% natural. And then you appreciate it. You say, oh, it's so beautiful. It looks so nice. So like that, you appreciate that. Thinking it is real. Okay, this is the power of consciousness, awareness. But once you know it is an artificial flower, you don't need to think anymore that whatever you thought about it, completely going to change. It doesn't matter, this whole world come to you and tell you, oh, you have to think like this, you have to think this way, that way. It will never going to come through you. It will not going to happen. That is the power of recognition of truth. It is not words. It is happened just by experience. Once you know 100%, that is an artificial flower. The thoughts that happen related to that, when you think in the very first level, it's a real flower, that thoughts will not going to be there. It disappears. Naturally, it's going to go away. So same thing happens. Once you see something change, it doesn't matter how strong it is, how old it is. So these are our desires, our greed, our motivation, fantasy, this is all very old. Our unsatisfaction, very, very old. From birth to this moment, look at certain things you keep eating and you keep looking, you keep doing, you keep hearing, you keep thinking. It's not enough for you. It's not enough. It's very old. So maybe it comes from previous lives also. So when somebody asks, how old are you? So we say just the, from this life, this birth, we start our birthday. But the unsatisfaction maybe brought you this birth to you like this, and then it is very old. But once you know why it became so old and why it is still with us, because when it comes, we react, we go with it, we hold it as something. It is very important for us. We have to do something for it. And everybody, culture, through the traditions and our society, encourage us when someone unsatisfied to somehow push to satisfied. And if somebody is satisfied and push him or her to more and more to be unsatisfied. So this is our motivation in life. So that's why don't try to fight with it. But when you see, when it arises, so to see something you have to have there. So it is there, then use it. You use it very, eco-friendly method, rather than, resisting this. You become very sustainable. Then you don't need any object from outside world. You don't need a kind of like go to a mountain. You don't need to go to a retreat place, because this close your eyes and you have all the tools for you to find the truth, see the truth. So wherever you go, this is what you have to do. There's nothing wrong. Environment is important. We need some kind of structure from the beginning. For beginners, sometimes, it helps for them. They have to go for that. But in deep sense, just look anywhere. You are itself is the retreat place. You are itself is the meditation center. You are itself the meditation. So then you see this, everything arise. It arises itself. And it go away if you don't hold it, if you don't react it. It doesn't matter good or bad. This is very important. Remember, that is where you get into the equanimity. It doesn't matter good or bad. If you don't hold it or react to it, get into it, then it will go away. If you don't feed it, it will go away. And once you recognize that, you feel so calm, you feel so relaxed. There is no any game that the kind of like a competition or the game inside you. There is no resistance inside you. And then you come to accept. And that acceptance from the beginning in the moment, what will happen? It will slowly detach you, looking for another place, another thing. And that is where the desire for rebirth disappears. Desire for rebirth disappear. And then sometimes some people say, I don't want to born again. And it's that desire to not to born also disappear, because you don't have. Why most of time people have that? Because some people have this unsatisfaction. Some people don't like this all. Why you don't like? Because underneath that, things didn't happen the way you want. That means the comparison brings this disappointment. And that is one thing. And sometimes it comes to a nothingness. This and everything, nothing. But now you see, this arise, it is there, it arises. But the thing is, it is not permanent. It disappears. So in that way, what will happen? This is the huge shift going to happen after that. So now, sensual pleasures, sense desires go away. Desire for rebirth go away. Desire to not to born again go away. And in that way, what will happen? So when you have desires, so when it based with the self-centered, egocentric idea with the go and getter mindset, what will happen? You invest your life to gain it. That is what we do. For all the desires, for the unprofitable desires, we invest our life and we put us into very dangerous situations sometimes. Very, very dangerous. To gain the desire, look for the greed, the satisfaction, the motivation, and unsatisfaction, lust, cravingness, this all, to find something through this all. We put our life into very dangerous place. We invest our life for that. But so then we shift from that level to profitable action. So that means we invest our life to do something profitable. And now from that, what happened? You stop that investment, profitable or unprofitable. Because this is the key, that it doesn't matter profitable or unprofitable. When you interfere with something, that means you invest your life for something itself, mean your sansara. But now you just observing. Nothing to do with profitable or nothing to do with unprofitable. When something arises, you see that. So then what will happen? Then, if it is necessary, you will do it. If it is not necessary, you're not going to do it. You come to very total equanimity. It's nothing to do with anymore the desire. You be based with the environment, causation, cause and effect, and loving kindness and generosity and empathy, and you open to the world, the universe, you start to feel each and every living being, seen or unseen, all living beings. And you start to see, you start to feel that everything around you, then anymore, you are not going to claim anything with the idea of self-centered mind. But still, you do your best for the good for everything and for everybody. That is where your fulfillment going to happen. That is where your pinnacle you can experience with this practice. And that is where the basic level, your liberation, and from liberation, you come to enlightenment. So liberation is something that we have to talk another day, and the enlightenment. So somehow you start to transform. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say so Pateva. Oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So whatever the desire arises in you, don't react to it. Just try to see it as it is. Do nothing extra. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens, recognize it. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, the stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Being Suva, frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamnehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Dhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjissami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pramunchutu. Bless you.